It's Saturday night, almost 8 o'clock. We just went through 72 hours of call it hell, call it FOMO, regret. Let's call it regret.
Let's call it
72 hours of regret.
Yeah. Marathon.
How you guys feeling?
Exhausted.
Merlin,
we'll go with Merlin.
Merlin, you don't have to look at the camera. You can look at us and talk to us. You know.
I don't know what I'm looking at. Where am I? I'm in my hotel room, office, suite thing. This is the best part of the day right now for me.
Yeah, Merlin's got 6 lidocaine patches on his neck right now.
Literally.
He's high as a kite.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been a weekend, guys. It's been a weekend. Let's
blood, sweat, and tears.
Let's recap what happened here. Going into the show. We planned this show about like 2 months ago, right? And then at the time, we did not know that there was this Midwest Monster show, what they call it, in Indiana, about 4 hours away.
Yeah.
And we didn't find out until about like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But by that time, we had already paid for everything, right?
Yeah.
But when you told me about that, I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, dude, were you? I thought you kind of brushed me off.
I didn't know about it, and you told me about that, and I looked into it. I was like, 350 tables? And then everybody started talking about it. And I already knew going into this show that I was like, oh man, this could be bad.
Let's put this out here. I think we all came in with really bad vibes to begin with, so that didn't help.
Yes.
I don't know, Merlin, but I think us three.
I mean,
we don't usually do that.
I came in excited because we had Toronto.
Chicago. It's a big city.
We had Toronto, which was really bad. We had Newport, which was just like whatever.
Okay.
So I was really excited for Chicago, especially since the last show everybody spoke so highly of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is where the Nationals held at the Rosemont Convention Center.
Yeah. The last Chicago show, I had FOMO for not going because I was watching all the posts, so I was excited about going to this one, and then we got here, and it was just like the minute we got here, everybody that I talked to was like, oh yeah, there's the Midwest Monster. Going on this weekend.
That even sounds scary, the Midwest Monster,
It does.
And I was like trying to be optimistic, but I already knew that like this was going to be bad.
Wait, when did you know, like, you're like, oh shit, this is...
A couple days going into it, because everybody kept asking.
Oh, so you knew before going
Everybody kept asking
and I've got a lot of friends that, have set up with us in Dallas that are all there. We know many people that are there, and they're texting me like, we're gonna miss you, Merlin, over the weekend, and let us know. And so we're texting back and forth like, how are you doing over there? We just got there. How's it over there in Chicago?
Yeah.
I was optimistic though going into it until I walked into the convention center and saw the layout and just how small it was compared to what I thought it was gonna be. So it started off bad.
Well, I will say we did get an Uber together. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
We met up at the airport. Dan got me, super card father vibes. Got me a sandwich and everything. It was nice. I want to make sure people know that you do take care of me, right?
Brian, I was so excited to see you. I missed you in Toronto.
We hadn't seen you in a month.
I know. So I was like, couldn't wait to see you.
And a lot of people don't know. This is where I met you basically a year ago.
Yeah. So going in, I was like, I already had bad vibes. I was thinking this is a bad show, right? Because everybody's telling me.
Right.
And I remember going into the convention center. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool, like, because it brings me back to a lot of memories. Because that's when I met Daniel. This is where like I kind of like started really getting into the YouTube game and everything like that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started getting into the YouTube game and everything, and just so much memory. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But walking into it was like, I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This might be bad. This might be bad boys.
And I got real down that first night.
You were, bro.
Just from being just sitting around and just watching the foot traffic, and I was just thinking to myself, oh god, this is gonna be terrible. And I felt responsible for bringing you guys along.
You did.
I don't want you to beat yourself up.
Okay, I want to address this. Like, okay, you did make a comment, right, which was kind of funny, but it made me feel really bad because it was not your fault. So, like, I think it was today or yesterday. I forgot. It's like a whole entire blur at this point, Merlin. Like, so I don't remember exactly which day it was, Daniel. But like, I think I couldn't make a deal or something like that. Like, I was very close to making a deal with this one person. Didn't work out. And then I'll never forget this, man. Like, you were like, Daniel looks at me. He's like, hey man, listen, I'm sorry for making you come out here. And I'm like, oh my god, dude. Like,
and he does it to himself, and I'm always like scared to say anything to him.
It's not your fault. Okay.
He said that to me many times about you too.
Midwest Monster.
Yeah. It is true. I was trying to bail. I was trying to bail on you guys, but I wasn't because
No. And y'all both approached me going, Merlin, should we get a car and go?
Yeah, we did.
On
We
Saturday?
did have thoughts like that, but but let's look at. I mean, there has to be some positives of this show.
Yes.
Like I think there were some positives.
I mean,
We always have to look at the silver lining, right?
like we made the most of it, I guess you could say.
PR, there's a lot of photo ops.
I will say this: it's always great to go out here because the feedback we get from the people that follow us.
Yes.
I mean, I must have got approached by like 20 different people asking to
guys-
take pictures, shake
Yes.
my hand. You two,
Yeah, it was weird.
kids and adults. So,
Yeah.
so to show our face out here, that was pretty cool. There's nothing but positive things to say about the people that we met.
And people recognize you too, Marlon. I saw that.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, so it was
I
nice.
think more people knew me in Toronto.
Oh, well.
I think
Shout out Toronto.
we're just a little bit salty from just not getting the type of activities that we wanted.
Yeah, true.
In terms of just deals, trades, selling, buying, all that stuff.
Yeah, I was really hoping that, make some little more moves, getting ready for Dallas and stuff and the National.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what type of deals that we made. We'll start with you.
Okay, so I feel like it was weird. It was weird vibes, right? Like most people wanted to sell, but going into it, we knew people want to sell, but it got to a point where it's like I didn't get a shot to even do anything, right?
No.
Like there was a lot of people that came up, but these are card collectors and like the stuff I like to collect. I didn't get to see it very often. But Thursday sold like one card, whatever. That's the expected. Friday did a little bit better. Got a Stanley Matthews auto, which is something that I'm getting
that was
into.
pretty.
But it was like premeditated, so I was like, I don't count that as like an
okay.
actual deal.
Okay.
Oh, damn, he was getting paid right now. But like, what I did notice is that people were not willing to trade for soccer. But then again, I also don't know if that's really the case because the foot traffic was virtually non-existent. Like we were talking about that. Like I didn't get a shot to even play in the game. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, wow, But all love, Chicago's all love, right? We had all love, but the deals were lacking though.
What was your best play that you made this whole week?
The best play, I would say the Stanley Matthews, but I would say the play that kind of made me feel a little bit better. Like I'm still feeling like shit, but I would say is like the gold digging hour that Daniel talks about. So I always pack up early. I'm the type of guy that's like I'm out of here if I don't feel the vibes.
You come late, you pack early.
Yep, that's who I am. And
Smart.
This guy comes up to me and he was like trying to trade cards like that. I don't care.
He's trying to trade you baseball cards.
Yeah, baseball cards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point, remember, I considered it.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like,
really?
Yeah, I did Daniel, like, is this liquid?
That Mike Trout was actually worth money.
Really?
Yeah. But
What?
you wouldn't want it. But
Okay.
it's probably worth like $2,000.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. So
Yours like.
yeah, it was a Weston McKennie gold auto that I finally brought
Oh,
out. That
the one I had
I got
from like since November.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And he told me that, I'll come back after I sell some stuff.
Yeah.
And usually that's when someone says that.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them ever.
That sounded like Toronto for us.
I had a feeling he was going to come back though, but I was praying for that deal to go through. I was like, I don't know if you noticed, I was like kind of assisting you on that.
You were not kind of assisting. You were pushing it.
I was like, you know what? We could do some deals here. And then I got him to start looking up comps and looking at it. And then at the last second, I rug pulled him and said, you know what? Those are actually his cards.
yeah, I remember.
And he doesn't do anything but soccer. But you can make a cash offer.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I heard that.
And he gave me a cash offer.
Yeah.
I didn't even like negotiate. I was like,
Took it.
took it.
Took it.
Didn't even know if I made money until after like 5 minutes. I had to check my notebook. I'm like, thank God I made some money.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But overall, that was pretty much
Yeah.
my day.
That's a good play. For me, I'll tell you, like, I barely sold any cards up until the last sale. I got a gold digging hour that got me to almost break even on this show. But up until then, I sold like 2 cards. I was selling a bunch of slab mags here and there. But my play was really to try to go on the offensive and turn it into like a buying show for me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've never seen Daniel leave his booth so much. Usually he's always
Oh,
in
I
his
have.
booth.
Yeah.
But not this one. Like most shows, I haven't been with you in a show in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's been the
I
last
don't-
3 weeks.
I don't like to leave my table because I feel like good deals come to me. But this show, there was a lot of there was a lot of good stuff.
Yes, we should talk about. That's a positive.
Like if I
That's good.
if
Yeah.
I was motivated to spend the money, I could easily spend $10,000.
Yeah.
And bring home some really
There
great
was a
stuff.
lot of goodies here. There was, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk
And
about
we
the
even
deals.
missed out some
I'm,
good
I'm
stuff.
ready for this.
Some of the best deals I made were today, where I picked up all these like, I don't know if you guys can see this. These
postcards.
they're
Yeah,
not
they can see
postcards.
that.
They're called
You're going
exhibit.
to just extend it out a little
Yeah,
further.
they're called exhibit cards, and these things are a really cool play because I've been learning that vintage is king right now in my book in terms of how safe it is. But I picked up these exhibit cards, and they're just so unique. And all I got to do is grade these, and then they'll be like $200-300 a piece, basically.
Oh, wow.
So I pick them up for like some of these are like only $3.
So, yeah, like a
$5
Roger
or whatever.
Maris.
Some of them are a little bit more expensive, but this one I didn't realize this. I think this is a Jackie Robinson rookie year.
What?
Because this is a team photo, and in this team photo here you can see just one black player. That's Jackie
Oh,
right here. I think
wow.
this is rookie year, 1949. And
Oh,
this-
wow.
This is a team.
Yeah, it has to be.
This is a team
Yeah.
photo 3 years later. There's 3 black guys. So I think that
Oh, that's cool.
I think that this is pretty significant once I grade it.
Dang, dude, what a
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
Will PSA grade this though?
I'm pretty sure they will, unless it's fake. They'll probably grade these things because I have other graded exhibit cards,
Gotcha.
and these
Which
are
is really important to talk about.
yeah.
So
These are really good play for me. But one of the things I'm most excited about is picking up this card right here. Maybe you can hold that in the camera, Merlin. This is a Mickey Mouse Walt Disney rookie card, 1931. And I've been looking for one of these for a while. They're very hard to find in low grades that are affordable. And some dude just had it like randomly. Some guy had all modern basketball, and he had these 2 Mickey Mouse cards sitting in the corner, and they belonged to his dad. And I had to negotiate with him for like 5 hours,
bro, it took forever.
going back and forth until I finally got the deal from him.
And that went for a long time, man.
Yeah, but I was able to pick these up, so I think that this is a really huge score because this card is super undervalued, and I think it's going to be special once people learn about it. So just this itself kind of made the show for me, and then I was very lucky at the end. Gold ticket hour deal,
Super
guys.
lucky, bro.
Some guy came up, bought a card for like $16.50 and some trade on it, and that pretty much got me to where I needed to be at the show. But that just shows you guys like why it's so important to like stay till the end.
Okay, what are you
You
looking
know?
at me?
Stay till the
What are you
end.
looking at me?
Gold digging hour deals.
I'll tell you what, I thought that guy was gonna run for you though, by the way.
I did too.
Yeah, that's a little more.
Because you know
Yeah.
how like you tried doing a Zelle or
Yeah.
a Zelle
Yeah.
and it's like it wasn't going through. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, and he's like,
Oh,
let's do
I've had that.
PayPal, but it then took forever to PayPal.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, this kid
I'll-
is like my age. He should know what he's doing.
I was gonna make that deal happen no matter what. I
I was
for
afraid you
sure.
were too. I was like, I gotta get out of it. I need some food.
Yeah, so that
Next killing me.
that's probably the best deals that I did. Although it was still really rough. Like besides that, I sold like 2 cards. But thank God for slab mags because I sold a lot of slab mags during this weekend.
Yeah, same with
Yeah.
graded guard too. I
Yeah.
sold a few graded guards. Thank
Yeah.
goodness. I needed more of them.
Is
I
it-
ran out of yellows like the first day because of Curry.
Yeah.
Is it normal that people don't know about slab mags at shows in general? Because like a lot of people, I feel like here didn't know about slab mags.
I would say it is normal. Yeah.
Oh, that's normal. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they'll come like unless they follow us, they'll come and they'll look at it and they're like, "What is this?" You know?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Fair
why I kind
enough.
of lay them out.
Fair
But
enough. Fair enough.
What about you? What was your best play?
Just a lot of trading. I mean, this is probably like the worst sales I've ever done. Like the $100 cards, but everybody wants that Curry auto that I
Yeah.
traded for last
Yeah.
week. So maybe at trade night, if there's one tonight at the hotel,
Yeah.
maybe I can from that same guy that
Yeah.
you sold that card to. But I did a lot of good lateral trades, cards I couldn't move. I had a lot
That's
of
good.
Tua autographs that I've had for 3-4 years that have just been sitting, collecting dust. That I traded for some PSA 10 Star Wars Galaxy low graded numbers. So that's liquid. So I'm definitely going to move that at future shows. I have tons of customers who will buy that even on IG if I post that instantly. So I'm very happy with that
so
because
stuff
I
like
can't
that-
move Tuas
Okay.
if he's watching, and some other sports cards I couldn't move. I forget what they were.
But you got out of them.
Oh yeah.
At least you're returning in inventory.
Yes.
Like,
We talked
and then
about that.
and then
last
Marvel
time.
cards.
Oh, really? Okay.
I moved a lot of Marvel cards too.
Yeah.
Some Spider-Man cards
We
for
talked-
some other good cards. For more for music, I traded some music cards for more music cards I like. So I was pretty happy with my trades. My trades were very good.
We talked about that last time in the last video where the importance of doing lateral moves.
Yeah.
Just to freshen up the inventory.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even do lateral moves.
And those were on like Thursday or Friday, but today I didn't get those at all.
Weird.
So what do you guys think was the reason that the activity was down? It can't be just because of that other show.
That's one of them, yeah.
Crypto.
Crypto, yeah. Economy, but no, I think everybody did go today. Did go to the Monster.
Well,
effect
it's
today.
Father's Day's weekend too, so
That
that's
is
tough,
Father's Day,
right?
summer, like you said.
Summer slowdown.
A lot of activities, the economy, all that combined.
I feel like people were selling a lot.
Yeah.
Because
They were trying to sell to us.
They're trying to get liquid. They're trying to get rid of their cards that they don't want anymore, and they probably see opportunities in the future, to get some really good cards at a good price. So they're trying to, especially leading up to the National, they're probably trying to, get those cash reserves.
They were trying to pump and dump on us.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, more than dumping on me.
Yeah.
But I think people forget that cards are pretty cyclical by
Yes.
the year. In 1 year, typically from what I've heard is cards starts moving in the fall, right? Throughout the winter or whatever, and then it starts slowing down around summer. That's when the slower time. So that's why that factored in as well. I think it's a combination, and obviously the Midwest Monster. I hate that Midwest Monster right now. I hate both shows right now.
I mean,
I
I will say it's a little bit of a letdown for the promoters.
Go at 'em.
To host a show and just not bring in the crowd that needs to be here to sustain a show like this. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah, they even had great guests here for autographs too, which surprised me.
Yeah.
They didn't have the crowd for it.
One thing I'll say about promoters, sometimes some promoters care about how well their vendors do, and some promoters don't. They just put out the event there, they open the doors, and whatever happens. But I just tell you, for us traveling into Chicago, we're not going to come back because we didn't have a great experience. So that's something that I wish the promoters who hosted this show would probably pay attention to, for the future. And then you're a promoter now, so
Oh yeah, I am.
so you can now what the mindset that you have to be successful.
It's tough. You have to really care. And it's really surprising when I was doing my show, the fact that we sent 2 emails just to communicate on how where to park, certain things to look out for, loadout times. People were saying that's one of the best communication a show promoter has, and that's cool. I'm glad they're gassing me up, but that's also sad. That shouldn't be the benchmark, right? So that's something that I agree. Because for me, if I didn't, for my show, if there was no foot traffic, I would have blamed it on me. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do. That would have been my personal responsibility as a show promoter. But I don't know. I know some show promoters, they just want to get their bread, right?
So let's talk about this, guys. I think this is very important. Going into the year, we had this momentum where we were going to out of town shows,
right?
Going and finding new people, making content, and things were good. We had the activity level where we needed to be. We were making money. The last few shows, though, I've noticed a big letdown in terms of the ROI that I'm getting coming out to these shows, where it's at a point where I almost feel like I need a break. Oof. I need a break, or I need to change up the strategy. I don't think we can just keep going to these out of town shows that we've never been to before and just have these type of experiences. What do you think?
I disagree because
Why?
I haven't gone out of state in a while besides Dallas.
That's right.
So that's why I feel like this is an outlier for you guys. For me, I think this is just this is just one of the shows you got to take on the chin. Just bad timing with Father's Day, with the Midwest Monster, because I feel like if we went to the Midwest Monster, I think the conversation would be different. Mm-hmm. But that's my opinion. But then again, you guys had 3, you see bad shows, essentially, from the vendor's standpoint.
It's definitely a challenge, because I feel like when we go to these shows, it's like a local crowd that we're seeing, and it's just they're not coming to do deals.
Yeah.
They're coming to make sales.
They're coming to make sales. They're coming to hang out on a Saturday and go look at cards and all that stuff. And I think what is becoming more clear is that everything just pales in comparison to Dallas.
That's true.
Every Dallas show that we go to, it is the highest level of activity, competition, whatever you want to call it. And then the next show is just a huge letdown.
Right. Yeah, it sets the stage. People are like, oh, it's known you have to bring your, wads of cash to Dallas and spend.
Yeah.
And we'll see what it's like in a month from now, right?
Like at Dallas, you can go to the show. You get there as early as you can. They don't care. You know, like here we got there at like before 9:30 when the doors open. They wouldn't even let us in.
No.
To set up and
They're
to
like,
sit down.
stop.
Like it's too strict, right? And then
Yes.
at trade night.
What trade night?
What trade night, right? It ended.
What trade night?
It
What
ended
trade
like
night?
9:00 again. So you just. I'm just becoming very frustrated with that, is what I'm saying. And I think it's good that we're going to have about a 3-week break until the next Dallas show. That will give us time to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we might have to start considering if it's worth it for us to go travel, cross country to these shows.
What do you think is going to be better, National or Dallas?
Dallas. Because National this year is such in a far-off region that's very inaccessible for people west of the Mississippi. It's not accessible like Cleveland or Chicago. It's not like we can fly directly from LAX to, like, you can't do it. Mm-hmm. And the rates are terrible there. Like was able to book a hotel and an airfare to Chicago or Cleveland like just a few weeks before and still get a reasonable, price.
How about you, Daniel?
I'm gearing up to go to the National just because I feel like,
Yes.
I don't know where I'll be within the hobby next year. So I want to take advantage of the momentum that I've built the last 10 months going into the National. I did reserve the case, which, we can all share, whatever. We can take turns with it. So I'm gearing up for that. But
Okay.
I think after the National, depending on how it goes, I will have to reassess my level of commitment to the hobby at this level.
Interesting.
I still want to be part of it, but in terms of like basically we're all full time. We're all full time in the hobby,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like it's not getting the type of return that we need to, for me anyways, for my time. So I'm going to reassess it after National, but I'm going to take 3 weeks off, go to Dallas, okay. Hopefully Dallas is on the same level it's always been, and then go into the National and just see what happens.
You know what? I like that. Let's make it a little happier mood.
Yeah.
It's getting very sad. I want to change the vibes up.
Yeah, but we'll have kind of like a seesaw of Dallas. We're going to have before and after the National of Dallas too.
Right. But how about this? Let's go back to Chicago. I felt like one of the things that we mentioned a little bit,
Okay.
I kind of want to talk a little bit more or
Okay.
have your opinion, is Chicago has some of the best selections of like vintage and autos that I've
They
ever
did.
seen in a show. I'll give them that. What was your favorite piece that you remember at that show?
Well, 2 things stick out to me. One, there was this one dude who had a Mandalorian Pedro Pascal auto.
Oh, you guys were talking about that.
Man, I feel like I dropped the ball on that one because we should have got it the first day that we saw it. Here's a lesson. When you see something good, you got to go get it right away because the next day it was gone.
Yes.
So I feel, and it was at a good price too.
And he had some Harrison Fords. He had
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, and one from Conan the Barbarian. All gone.
So that, I feel like I dropped the ball on that. But I will say the memorabilia here is really cool.
Yeah.
You told me about this, the Walt Disney auto. I thought that was sick, dude.
Was that gone too?
No, it was still there, but it was just, not at a price point that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, there was a Foo Fighters full band autograph with Taylor Hawkins,
But-
everything. That was $2,500.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I've never seen a Walt Disney cut auto in person
wow.
before, so that was pretty cool.
How much was it?
$7,000.
Ooh.
Not slabs. It wasn't slabs.
Yeah.
But still, it was
Yeah,
nice.
but I don't. Again, people don't realize like how significant that, like Walt Disney is.
Bro, Disney is like
that's
bigger
why,
than Apple.
That's
bigger.
why I got this card,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was probably the coolest thing that I saw this weekend.
How about you?
And I was a music nerd. I love music cards. So I picked up Sheena Easton 007 for Your Eyes Only autograph card. So everybody who knows, James Bond themes, that's from, I forget what movie it is, blanked out. But For Your Eyes Only, one of my favorite songs from 007. What is that? Is it Octopussy? No.
What'd you say?
Octopussy?
Bro, we got kids
Shut
watching.
It's the movie from the early '80s.
Yeah.
But I love that. But he also has some for the film nerds like me who went to film school. He had a Kathleen Kennedy autographed card from Indiana Jones. She used to be married to Harrison Ford. She produced and wrote Indiana Jones along with Lawrence Kasdan, and then Frank Marshall, who was a big director and producer of Indiana Jones as well. But he wanted $1,500 per card for those.
Oh, okay.
And but man, the film nerds would die for those. I mean, there's no listed on eBay for those. That's how hard those are to get.
What about you?
mean, I think the Disney one was like, I know that the Disney one was crazy. Just me looking at that, because my girlfriend's a big Disney junkie, and the fact, we went through a whole entire museum and everything like that, I thought was pretty cool.
So I want to circle back to what we were originally saying. So again, my role is I basically make the schedule. I find these shows, I book the tables for us. So I want us, when we come out to these shows, I want everybody to do well. You know what I mean?
Of course, I know you do.
I feel like we're all responsible for each other, so I'm always rooting for you guys to do deals. So that's why I kind of felt like, oh shit, I dropped the ball on this one in terms of...
You didn't, though.
You didn't, dude.
It's not your fault. It's
your
a show
fault.
promoter's fault.
Yes.
Just kidding, Chicago.
But on the positive side, it's always good to hang out with you guys because we had some good laughs and we made some good memories.
This is the most
we
time
make
we've
jokes
ever talked.
about it, guys.
Yeah.
We make jokes.
This is the most time we've ever talked during the show, I think.
Yeah.
Which is never good. But I know we should be doing deals and then talk about it afterwards. But I still thought it was good, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it's not your fault.
that's a positive. That's positive. Yeah.
It's all Dan's fault.
And it was cold in there too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's another story.
That's another story altogether.
But
people around us there was a man who was like way bigger than the three of us combined.
He had a blanket
He had a big blanket around him.
It was rough. It was rough for sure. So we'll cross this one off the list. Okay.
We survived.
I don't think we need to come back in November, especially when it's going to be way colder. At that time.
It's World Cup time, so I probably won't be able to go. So.
No, I want to watch World Cup.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But.
One thing about Chicago that you liked about. How about that?
Oh, we like the food. Got some pizza. Got some good hot dogs here. You got your first Chicago dog?
I ate 4 hot dogs, boys.
Oh my god! I'm glad I'm not going to be on the plane with you tonight.
He ate 4 hot dogs in 5 minutes, guys.
Oh my god! Yeah, this is not the July 4th hot dog contest here.
It was disgusting to watch.
Some people would call that impressive. I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
Joey Chestnut here.
No, Matt Stoney, man. Okay, that's time's up.
All right.
He's got to go to the airport, so we'll wrap this up.
This is the Break Even Club.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully we'll be a
happy.
little bit happier, guys. We'll see.
Make sure to give a thumbs up for Daniel.
Yeah, make sure.
Okay.
And subscribe to our channels.
We're not kidding when we say we try to break even, guys. This is
total break even at its best.
We didn't even break even this time, but
no.
The next one maybe.
This is all broken.
Yes.
Bye.